Up TV.
A very good afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. We are coming to you live from the Look Up TV studios right here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. And for the next 30 minutes, I will be bringing you stories that are making headlines across the world. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. And in the headlines, Sharon Etieno murder case resumes as Migori Governor Okoth Obado seeks deferment. On the corridors of justice, Chief Justice Martha Koome to chair Supreme Court inaugural session on, among other cases, the Muratetu death penalty case. And the death toll in the Philippines military plane crash rises to 50 as investigations are underway to establish the main cause of the tragic crash. The hashtag is trending news at LookUpTV on Twitter, LookUpTV on Facebook, and engage with me using the SMS number 20374. Nancy Nalima here, ready to bring you today's bulletin. The hearing of a case involving the murder of Sharon Etieno, a university student who was murdered in 2018, has been postponed and will proceed from July 12th to 15th. This is after the defendants sought to have the case postponed, citing COVID-19 restrictions. The number of participants and people attending the hearing has been restricted to accused persons and their counsels, the team from the DPP's office, counsel from the family, and family of the deceased.
Number 30 of 2018, contract ya kuti momani.
Yeah, right. And that hearing had been set for today, but it has been postponed to later next week on 12th to the 15th of July. And moving on, the autopsy for the woman allegedly thrown off the balcony by her lover is set to be performed today. Jacqueline Muthoni, who was pronounced dead on arrival at the Kenyatta National Hospital after falling from the 4th floor of a building in Kiambaa Estate.
The autopsy for the woman allegedly thrown off the balcony by her lover is set to be performed today. Jacqueline Muthoni was pronounced dead on arrival at the Kenyatta National Hospital after falling from the 4th floor of a building in Kiambaa Estate. According to a recorded statement, her lover, Police Constable Kevin Amwai, has denied pushing Jacqueline Muthoni off the balcony, claiming she jumped off. According to Kasarani Sub-County Commander Peter Mwanzo, it was not clear if she had been pushed off the balcony or jumped by her own accord.
Alitoka juu kwa ghorofa mpaka chini. Pengine ilikuwa kusudi ama pengine ni msichana mwenye aliruka. Hatujajua mpaka sasa.
Witnesses said neighbors rushed to see what had caused the loud bang, but the officer threatened them with a gun before taking off. Witnesses also said the middle-aged woman identified as Jacqueline Muthoni died after she fell on the rear windscreen of a salon car that had been parked outside. According to police, the officer attached to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations headquarters has been having domestic issues with the woman. Muthoni's family denies knowledge of the officer, saying he was not a boyfriend to the Ikin and that they had just met on Thursday. Kevin Amwai is set to face murder charges in the case that has since been taken over by the Homicide Department of the DCI. Roger Morioki, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Roger. And now we move on to matters education. KUCCPS CEO Agnes Masi Wahome appealed to those who did not merit in their initial choices and have not yet revised their choices to do so before today at 3 p.m. There were more than 43,000 KCSE 2020 candidates who scored university entry grades but missed the preferred degree courses.
CEO Agnes Masi Wahome said that the application system of COOPS has been scheduled for 3 p.m. today. Nearly 23,000 of the affected candidates had already submitted their applications. Wahome added that COOPS had made a lot of efforts to reach out to the students through messages, emails, direct phone calls, and even through the principals of their former schools. Wahome said that many responded to the calls and applied, but some said they would join university under self-sponsorship. Some were planning to enroll in Strathmore and USIU, which are not in the COOPS placement process, while others were seeking opportunities abroad. She also raised a concern that in some regions, many candidates qualified for university have failed to apply due to the belief that education ends after Form 4. Wahome appealed to the leaders in Mandera, Garissa, Wajir, Isiolo, Turkana, Marsabit, West Pokot, Lamu, and Kilifi counties to encourage and mobilize their young people who have qualified for admission to universities and colleges to apply. Esther Mwaura, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Esther Mora. And moving on, employers will be waiting longer to enjoy a 15% relief on their NHIF, the National Health Insurance Fund contributions. The contributors will get the relief from next January as part of changes to various taxation laws that took effect on July 1st through the enactment of the Finance Act 2021. The tax cuts are part of the new NHIF Amendment Bill of 2021, which aims to add 16 million new members to the fund. In addition, a new amendment to the NHIF Act seeks to make membership to the fund compulsory for every Kenyan adult above 18 years. Currently, NHIF membership is mandatory on all formal sector employees with monthly contributions ranging from 150 shillings to 1,700 shillings. And that NHIF story takes us to our very fast break, but we'll be back. We have more loaded in this bulletin today. Don't go too far.
You're watching Look Up TV. Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542 700 893 542 or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
You guys have to tweet about this.
What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it?
You haven't heard of the Optiven offer?
No.
I must excuse you, invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer.
Huh?
If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look up Guest House Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. You're watching Look Up TV.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. The hashtag is trending is at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook, and engage with me using the SMS number 20374. And let's continue with the bulletin. Chief Justice Martha Koome will on Tuesday chair the inaugural session of the Supreme Court and hear 20 cases, among them the well-known Muruatetu case prescribing discretion on death penalty, which featured prominently during the interviews for the position of Chief Justice. The cases will be heard between July and October 2021. Our reporter Carol Wangari-Wanjiru has the report.
The Supreme Court is now fully constituted following Chief Justice Martha Koome appointment and William Ouko's assumption of office. The Supreme Court is set to hear 20 cases, being 19 appeals and 2 references between July and October 2021. Among the cases that the court will hear is the well-known Muruatetu case, which is back in court for application directions following various application of its principles in the Court of Appeal, High Court and Magistrate Courts. The case, featured prominently during interviews for the position of Chief Justice, came to light in 2017 when the Supreme Court declared mandatory death sentence for murder convict as unconstitutional. Chief Justice Martha Koome during the interview said doing away with mandatory aspects of death sentence helped justice while observing that sentencing is a judicial authority, but the death penalty is still a provision of the law. All eyes are now on the 7-judge bench, which will be tasked to ensure that its decisions are understood by the courts below it to guarantee the consistent and predictable application of the law, which is still applicable as a discretionary maximum punishment. The Supreme Court had ruled that all trials conduct a pre-existing hearing to determine whether the death penalty is deserved. Several convicts sentenced under the minimum mandatory sentences, including robbery with violence and sexual offences, have since flocked the court seeking sentence rehearing. Former Attorney General Githu Muigai in 2018 appointed a 13-member task force to review the legislative framework on the death penalty and other matters. It was tasked to create a framework that will deal with the rehearing of the sentencing of persons on death row. In September 2020, the Court of Appeal allowed 120 applicants who were on death row or facing life imprisonment to withdraw their appeals to pursue resentencing. Statistics show that more than 500 appeals have been withdrawn since the landmark Muruatetu case, which convicts opting to seek resentencing. Carol Wangari-Wanjiru, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Carol, for that report. And now in politics, Kiambaa by-election parliamentary seat race has intensified with campaigns ongoing with both Jubilee and the UDA United Democratic Alliance face-off. The Kiambaa seat fell vacant after Member of Parliament Paul Koinange succumbed to COVID-19 related complications in March this year. The much anticipated polls are scheduled for July 15th. John Matava with more.
The Kiambaa by-election, which has been scheduled for July 15th, has been causing infight between Jubilee and United Democratic Alliance. The competition has narrowed down to 2 horse race between Kariri Njama of Jubilee and UDA candidate Juguna Wanjiku. The by-election, which has been scheduled for July 15th, is set to fill a vacancy after MP Paul Koinange succumbed to COVID-19 related complications in March. Different leaders have come up in support of the ongoing campaigns, with National Assembly Majority Leader Amos Kimunya cushioning Kiambaa voters against electing a leader who will not work with the Jubilee government. Speaking for the Jubilee's candidate Kariri Njama, the Majority Leader said voting for the party that is opposing the government was equivalent to rejecting development projects. Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru spoke after meeting Governor Alfred Mutua in her office, dismissed Kimunya's sentiments, noting that Kenyans have a right to make independent choices without being intimidated, as the government has a duty to serve all.
Sisi kama watu wa Jubilee tuko na uchaguzi kule Kiambaa. Na tumesikia maneno ambayo imetoka ya kuna mmoja wetu ambaye alitisha watu wa Kiambaa kuambia wasipochaguana hawatapata usaidizi kutoka kwa serikali.
Politically, UDA's win in Muguga and Kiambaa will show the parties is gaining acceptance in Mount Kenya, where Jubilee has been dominant since Mr. Kenyatta became president in 2013. John Matava, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Matava, for that report, and keep the comments coming. What are your thoughts on the Kiambaa upcoming elections? UDA coming up against the Jubilee Party. And of course, let's move on to health matters. Today marks the 10-day measles and rubella vaccination in 22 counties. This vaccination campaign aims to vaccinate children under 5 years. And in India, dozens of COVID-19 patients died over the weekend when a hospital ran out of oxygen. Our reporter Keith Gitonga with more on that health roundup.
Today completes the 10-day measles and rubella vaccination in 22 countries. UNICEF Kenya, working hand in hand with the Ministry of Health, has targeted to vaccinate 3.9 million children whom are under the age of 5 years. And on HIV matters, Judy Mureithi, a lab technician at Nyanyuki Referral Hospital, has been lauded by UNICEF for her efforts in early infant diagnosis of HIV with devices supplied by UNICEF Kenya. This has reduced the results waiting period from 60 days to 1 day, improving treatment initiation period for children living with HIV and saving young lives. Chief of HIV Pierre Robert and HIV specialist Dorcas Abuya congratulate mentors, mothers and health workers in Laikipia County after completing training on early infant diagnosis and point-of-care testing. Elsewhere in Indonesia, dozens of COVID-19 patients died over the weekend when a hospital ran out of oxygen. The doctor Sajito tried switching oxygen cylinders during the outage but failed to save 63 of its COVID-19 patients, as cities across the country are facing a surge in coronavirus cases. Over the past week, Indonesia has seen its highest number of new cases and deaths from the coronavirus. The country recorded 3,298 deaths over the past week. At the same time, in Iran, officials are shutting down a number of businesses as the Delta variant continues to spread and vaccination rates continue to lag. Barely a third of Iran's population has been vaccinated against the virus. Meanwhile, Britain has vaccinated nearly half of its population and is expected to announce an mask requirements. Keith Gitonga, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Keith Gitonga, and that health report takes us to our second break, but there's so much more lined up for you at the other end, so do stay with Look Up TV. The hashtag is trending, yes.
You're watching Look Up TV. Want to Grow your business, broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries, then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@luke-up.tv.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. You're watching Look Up TV.
Welcome back. Nancy Nalima here. The hashtag is trending news. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. And now let me take you across the world. 14 bases in Darfur, Sudan that have been run by the United Nations and the African Union have been officially handed over for the benefit and control of Sudan. 8 of the 14 sites were looted by locals, prompting the Sudanese government to ask for preparations and new equipment. Joy Mochache has more on our international roundup.
The bases in Sudan had been under the United Nations and African Union mission in Darfur for the last 13 years. However, the UN Secretary Council last year voted to turn over the bases to the Sudanese government. The UN Assistant Secretary General added, "The main beneficiaries, in fact, are local communities and the internally displaced persons. The team sites are supposed to be used as vocational training centers, education centers, clinics, health centers, or community activity centers." And in other news, the number of people known to have died in a military plane crash in the Philippines on Sunday has risen to 50. Investigations are underway to find out why the transport aircraft burst into flames after missing the runway on the island of Holo while carrying graduated troops headed for an anti-insurgency operation. The military aircraft was deemed to be in good condition with the remaining 11,000 flying hours before its next maintenance was due. And now to the Vatican, where reports say that Pope Francis is now recovering after his intestinal surgery in Rome's Gemelli Hospital. The 84-year-old pontiff had his surgery earlier on Sunday afternoon for the symptomatic diverticular stenosis of the colon, which was handled by a team of 10 physicians and medical practitioners. Joy Mochache, reporting for Lookup TV.
Thank you, Wachache, for that report. And what would trending news be without some sporting action? Kenya's Nico Koth has been ranked amongst the world's best featherweight boxers by International Boxing Association. Alvin Kasai gives us more on that exciting news.
With days left until the start of Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, the hit squad captain has been throwing his punches with little time to rest after being ranked featherweight boxer with 650 points, ahead of Albert Balgaziev of Russia with 490, Evaristo Mulenga of Zambia with 475, Lazaro Alvazer of Cuba with 470, Peter McGrath of Gaborone with 400, and Okoth with 350 points. He is among the 28th best boxer rated globally, that weight category this year, setting ground for the mouth-watering boots in the Olympic that began on July 23rd to August 8th. All the 6 top boxers have qualified for the Tokyo Olympics, as Okoth is ready to face with Mulenga, who defeated Okoth.
And as we wind up, I will be taking your feedback, which is very valuable to us here at Lookup TV on Trending News. Roger Edward says, a really sad story about Jacqueline from Kasarani. That is the reporter Jacqueline, who allegedly fell from the 4th floor. And Davis Morocco says, watching live from Kiambaa, campaigns zimeshika. Well, maybe you can take a few photos for us and send them. And ahead of the elections, which happens on July the 15th, Easy Pizza Muito says, watching from Kazambweni. Okay. And Gashoki Ann says, I hope Sharon's family finally gets justice for their daughter. And thank you for your feedback. And someone asks, thank you for that. I won't read that out loud. And now to my favorite segment of Trending News. I'll be reading what's trending across Twitter. And among the top tweets of today is Sharon. Now, this is, of course, Sharon Otieno, who was killed, murdered in 2018, the university student. And then the main suspect for that murder, Migori Governor Okoth Obado. The case was supposed to be heard today, but it has been postponed. And it will be heard on 12th to 15th of July this month. Also trending is Kariri Njama. Now, Kariri Njama is the Jubilee candidate for the Kiambaa seat. Is looking to clinch that seat, so there is a lot that has been said about him, how the president